Okay, I was talking by myself for the whole time. Anyway, I repeat myself because I was apparently talking to myself. Anyway, welcome to this 13th edition of the Alpha X Arena. And this is our very own in-house tournament, casted by me, Maima Contistas. I will be your caster, I'll be the host for the guys and the admin for the tournament. And, well, what can I say about this? Meanwhile, one of our players just invited me to the party, I'll invite the other. Okay, we're ready to get into Veto phase. Anyway, it's gonna be two best of 3 semi-finals, into best of 3 finals, into best of 5 grand finals. So, pretty short. And so anyway, sorry, I was talking to the guys who are right now starting the Veto phase. They're deciding, what maps are we gonna play this series on? It's gonna be a best of 3, as I told you. Anyway, I was telling you guys that sadly, one of our players, Droptimus, had to, no pun intended, drop at the last moment, and he will not be able to be in the tournament today, sadly. So we have one walkover already. So Cuckoo will advance into finals, and we are now gonna watch Last Surprise versus the Kyojin, so a Masters player versus a Diamond player. But I wouldn't be too sure about how this series is going to end, since, well, basically the Kyojin has been able to take maps off of pretty much every player he ever faced. So he's gonna be a tough guy to beat. He has a very powerful builds, and this is PvT, and many tyrants are still complaining about PvT. And, well, we're just gonna see what's gonna happen. And, well, Turbo Cruise is gonna be the first veto. So King's Cove is gonna be the other video. So our first map is gonna be Kairos. New Repugnancy is gonna be the New Repugnancy and Thunderbird are gonna be the Last Surprise is doing everything by himself. I don't even have to do anything. And okay, so our players are ready. Kairos Junction, TVP. I'm excited, guys. Let's get into our first game of the tournament. I'm sorry for that starting part in which I pretty much talked to myself for like, I don't know, it was like 3 minutes, maybe less. Pretty much, it still was really embarrassing. So just don't say it in chat if you are at the point, please. Anyway, we are ready. Our guys are ready, and our game has just started. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Kairos Junction, it's our red Terran. He is Last Surprise, coming from NA, playing on EU currently. So it's gonna be a bit on a disadvantage, lag and stuff like that. And spawning in the top left corner is, instead of Blue Protoss, coming from Morocco, he is the Kyojin. Where is the Alpha X thing? Ah, no. This has to be fixed. Look at this. Yeah, this is perfect. Anyway, both players decided not to go for a proxy. Quick scout by the Kyojin. With the, obviously, Gateway Scout. Nothing too cheeky can usually come out of a Terran that cannot be scouted with a Gateway Scout. No real need to Pylon Scout, unless you want to do the max packs, which currently the Kyojin is not doing, and almost gets a deny on the... oh gosh, yeah, the barracks is gonna be a little bit delayed. The probe survives, and so does the SCV, while on the other side of the map, last surprises, SCV is just now going to scout what's going on the other side of the map. He sees the first gas, nothing too weird. Yeah, it's saturated just now. Second gas is about to be dropped, probably, after cybernetic score is done. And now a pylon on the front wall on the low ground for the Kyojin, probably to place a shield battery and just to be overall safe. So, last surprise decides to go for a low ground CC and a bunker, of course. Safety against stalkers. Of course, he can pretty much get a low ground CC without too much problems, but well, here we have a pretty different start. So no Reaper, since he probably saw the wall, but actually the Kyojin messed up the wall a little bit. So the Reaper could have probably got up here. But anyway, oh gosh, the probe has died. Anyway, two Marines being produced at a time. Well, I'm not Swedish, I'm Italian. Hello, Coconut. And yeah, I know I look Swedish, but I'm Italian. Anyway, he's producing a lot of Marines. He probably is going to go for a fast Medivac. And yeah, I don't actually... Yeah, Starport 111 opening. He has made a lot of Marines and is now actually getting the reactor factory and a tech lab next to his barracks. So he pretty much will delay his alien harassment a little bit, but he will get a way sooner Stimpack and combat shields. He will have a way sooner Medivac with this, and actually those Marines are for offense and not for defense. I've been bamboozled. On the other side, Robo opening a pretty weird wall, but still a wall by the Kyojin. This pylon, if he gets sniped, might be a pretty big deal. For last surprise, that goes for a really weird aggressive build. Two aliens coming out, but already 5 stalkers are out for the Kyojin, and probably with a little bit of micro, there is no way the Kyojin is going to lose any of his units, and now he can go on the offense with his Warp Prism. Probably this Banshee with Cloak will be able to save the day for last surprise, but this was a pretty big commitment, already going for a counter on the other side, hiding his aliens, but these are a lot of stalkers, and a lot of damage is of course pretty much ensured for the Kyojin that tries to go for the bunker and probably avoid a salvage, which doesn't happen, so it's a straight 100 mineral loss. He triggers the Widowmine with just one stalker. It's okay to lose one. Banshee Cloak is not done. He loses the Banshees as well, and now a lot of SCVs are going to die one after the other. The Kyojin with the big victory. Our underdog gets game 1 of the series in this best of 3. I'm impressed. Color me impressed. So we have a 4.4 player getting the game out of a 3.91. Incredible game by the Kyojin that just with a slightly better build order, just going for his really favored stalker harassment, and yeah, he managed to have pretty much exactly what he needed to deflect the aggression with the Marines by last surprise. But now Cyber Forest, short map, lots of things can happen when the underdog is ahead in the series. Many players think, okay, I'm just going to cheese, and Cyber Forest is of course a pretty good map for cheese, especially for pros cheese. But some other players are just thinking, well, if I got him with this build, if I just do it again, I'll probably get him once more. We just see how our blue Protoss is going to jump into game 2 of this series with a big 1-0 advantage in this best of 3. As I said, it's the blue Protoss. He's spawned in the top left corner of Cyber Forest. He didn't build a pylon and he's already sent a probe all the way. Oh, lost surprise, sent it to SCVs. So I don't have to get distracted, it's the Kyojin. And instead, spawning in the bottom right corner already, see a lot of things unlocking, guys. He's the Red Terran. He is Last Surprise. With the surprise barracks. Oh gosh, this is so close to the Kyojin natural, while at the same time, oh my. So is this a contain? I think it is a contain. So Forge and Gateway being dropped pretty much in the middle of the map. See, gateways, this is... I don't know if this Forge is intentional or not. Maybe he wants to try to cannon rush over here and then go in with the 3 zealots. 3 gateway zealots. Yeah, the pylon gets dropped. And Last Surprise actually has no idea this is coming. I think maybe he does, since he saw that super early probe. But at the same time, I don't know. Just... this is a really weird scenario. I think that just by floating his command center, Last Surprise should probably win. I mean... okay, so the Kyojin has enough energy for both a Chrono Boost and a Recall. So if he starts making units and these Marines don't kill everything he has, then oh gosh, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? The probe? Oh, so close, but the probe dies, and this would have been actually pretty important. So 2 Marines are actually up the ramp. And here, the first photon cannon gets started in the mineral line of the Kyojin. 2 Marines are not enough to shut this down, I feel, or maybe they are. No cancel, and now the probes of the Kyojin are trying to fight on the same time on the other side of the map. 1 Zealot is going havoc on this supply depot. Those Marines are being chased by the probes. 1 of them just died. They surround on the SCV, but it's not enough. Tons of probes are actually dying. 1 more Marine falls to the wrath of these probes, and 1 more actually falls. Really well done by the Kyojin that is able to contain, but now he needs minerals. He needs to start a photon cannon in his main, otherwise there's no chance he's going to win this game. Last Surprise not mining as well. Is this going to really... okay, big recall. 2 Zealots out of 3. The last 1 Zealot is here hacking at this command center. These 2 Zealots will be way enough to actually try and kill those 3 Marines. Right now the probe is being chased by a... I don't know how to call this, by a lot of SCVs. I don't know how else to say it, and now the table has turned. Kyojin is the one mining, while Last Surprise is supply blocked. He doesn't have anything right now. No SCVs are mining, just 1 Zealot is actually trying to kill those Marines, and really good micro, but Last Surprise that basically saves both his Marines and not big surround on one on the other Zealots coming out, and probably another big surround. The other Zealot in the main of Last Surprise is coming. A lot of SCVs are dying, but as long as Last Surprise is alive, there is a chance for him to get back into this game. Again, the probe is the only thing left. An orbital command was already finished at the time, and right now, oh gosh, Last Surprise doesn't want to win this game. Doesn't want to play this game, sorry, but he doesn't want to win it either. He GG's out of the game, and the Kyojin, with the big upset, gets the series 2-0 and is now in finals against Cuckoo. Pretty amazing series, if you ask me. I think it was the first time for me. This series was crazy. Little bit unfortunate on the side of Last Surprise. But yeah, let's get into our finals. So it's gonna be Kuku versus the Kaioshin. Kuku getting a walkover on Droptimus. Anyway, I for sure wasn't expecting this, but I'm glad to see another PVT and not a TVT. I'm updating the bracket right now. I'm gonna link it in the chat in a moment. Just give me a moment. Just gotta make sure Twitch volumes doesn't like break my... Okay. Alright. Here's the bracket for you guys. Anyway, big upset. The Kaioshin goes into the finals versus Kuku, and now Veto Phase. Sabo Forest is the first veto, New Repugnance is the second one, Turbo Cruise is the third one, and well, what's gonna be the last one? Okay, so Kuku asked for a little bit of a break. He urgently needs to do something. So we'll give him his time. And actually, if Kuku is going to advance into finals, it's actually probably going to be a best of 3, because he doesn't have a lot of time. And... oh, okay. Okay, I thought the Kaioshin did Veto 2 maps, but he did. So, our Vetos are King's Cove, New Repugnancy, Turbo Cruise, and Sabo Forest. So, the choice is between... oh gosh, why I don't ever remember the maps. I mean, Acropolis, of course, Kairos, of course, and... what's the last one? Thunderbird? Yeah, Thunderbird. Okay. So, aside from Thunderbird, those are pretty standard maps. I've heard a lot of players actually enjoying Acropolis a lot. It reminds me a little bit of Kairos Junction. I mean, of course it's huge compared to Kairos Junction, but it has pretty much the same concept. Middle ground, which is really open, and just a little bit of a no one's land. Lots of high ground, actually, on the sides. And these bases just one after the other in line, vertical line. And so it's pretty much a very safe map for Zerg players. It's a very good map for Terrans, of course, because the natural is so easily defensible, and off the Reaper Cliff into the main, and just overall really good tank spots and rocks and stuff like that. And actually, it's not bad for Protoss either. Seen a lot of Protoss actually going Stargate on this map. It's been the preferred choice about this. What? Oh. I think the Kaioshin has to drop. Oh my. 2 players dropping today. This is so unfortunate. It's gonna be probably one of my last arenas for quite a while as well. I mean, I'm looking forward to the finals, to the grand finals anyway. But yeah, I would have liked to see this match, to be honest. Yeah, that's too bad. So I think we're waiting for our champion to come and play this finals. It's gonna be a best of five. We have way enough time to play this best of five. Again, Kuko versus Toporoco. I just call him Top anyway. His name is too hard to pronounce. He's a really good random player, and he really needs to answer me though. I think he didn't just expect to play this early. But a lot of things have happened. It's been a bit of an unfortunate way to get into the grand finals, but I'm still hope it's gonna be a great grand finals. Well, it's pretty lucky for Kugo that basically gets into the finals, into the grand finals without ever playing a game. I mean, he kind of deserves it since he won like 5 or 6 arenas or something like that. But still. Maybe we have a sub though. I don't know if Kugo is okay with this, because of course he's in finals, in grand finals, and Toporoco is coming as well. So we just have to wait for Kugo to decide if it's okay for him to play against Sashimon as a sub, or if we're gonna have our grand finals right now. Okay, so Toporoco is here. We're gonna have our grand finals pretty soon. Okay, so my guys are in the party, and we're going to get straight into Vito phase. So Veto phase, it's gonna be 3 Vetoes each until one last map remains, and then from then onwards it's gonna be loser's pick and all the maps are open again. Of course it's a best of 5, so they're not gonna play on every map. But still, with this method, I think it's probably the most balanced way to do the Veto phase right now. So Kingscove, Cyber Forest, and Thunderbird and Turbo Cruise are not gonna be the maps. I just wrote it's gonna be either Kairos Junction or Acropolis anyway, and it seems like I was correct. And I'll go even forward and I'll say this is gonna be Kairos. So Acropolis has been vetoed actually, so that leaves us with just Kairos and New Repugnancy. So what's gonna be Cuckoo's pick since he has the last veto? Also remember that it's gonna be really hard to choose maps against a random player since you basically don't know what you're facing. And I actually don't remember, but I think Topiroko tells the race every game. But well, even if he didn't, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, it's difficult to play random. It's not something that everyone can do. So you're gonna see what Cuckoo's going to decide. New Repugnancy or Kairos Junction. Still no answer from our Romanian Terran. Okay, he decided to go for New Repugnancy, so it seems like I wasn't correct after all. New Repugnancy is gonna be our first map. Yeah, okay, yeah. New Repugnancy is gonna be our first map of the series. I think we're ready to get into game 1. So are our guys ready? Wait a moment, I need to do something as well. Okay. Yeah, we're ready. We're getting into game 1 of our grand finals. Cuckoo versus Topiroko, Terran versus Random, New Repugnancy. Let's see what this game is gonna have for us in. So New Repugnancy has been in the pool for quite a while. Players should be pretty much comfortable with how this map is shaped. And of course, so I really like what I see. Spawning, yeah, it tells the race, in the top right hand corner of New Repugnancy, a rainy map. He is the Blue Zerg, Topiroko. Top. Just call him Top. Topiroko? Yeah, probably is like that. Spawning in the bottom left hand corner of New Repugnancy. Oh. This is not good. Yeah, it's probably dropping. Oh gosh. Please don't let me have a full cover, because it basically means I will just have to postpone the finals and the grand finals to another day. Oh, it's just a game crash. Okay. We're just gonna wait a little bit for Toporogo to come back. Okay, yeah, yes, we're connected just now. I think the issue is solved. What is this? Oh, arcade invite. I mean, probably should be better for him to recover from replay. It's gonna add a little bit of fairness, I guess, to this first game. Okay, our guys are ready. We can finally start our grand finals, I think. Is Cuckoo ready? Yeah, he's ready. We're into game 1 of our grand finals. Finally. Let's hope it doesn't crash this time. And yeah, let's hope it's gonna be a great series. So it's gonna be a ZVT. Your opponent is slightly, I'd say it's just slightly Terran favored map for ZVT, just because of that sweet tank spots basically everywhere. So the players are spawned in the opposite sides of the map anyway. Here on the bottom left hand corner it's a Blue Zerg, our current champion. The random player is Topiroko. Oh gosh, I have to set my textures to high. Yeah, I'll do it after the game. Spawning in the top right hand corner of New Repugnance is the red Terran. He is Cuckoo. Of course, gas before barracks, going for the fast Reaper, doesn't want to lose time. And at the same time, Top is going for the hatch first, 16 hatch for a Blue Zerg. Interesting choice. We'll see if he's going to go for a clash opening or just something more standard. Meanwhile, Cuckoo going for a straight up barracks, getting his Reaper out, no proxies, everything pretty normal in his opening. Spawning pool just started, a little bit on the late side for Toporoco, but that's the way it goes with the 16 hatcheries. So Cuckoo just checks the health bar of this hatchery and now he knows there's nothing to fear. Gas is being slowly saturated by Toporoco and the Reaper is on the way. Cuckoo saving minerals for his low ground command center. Orbital just started, and wait, a bunker over here, but it's a fake. Oh, Toporogo is a bit on the panic side. He pulls a little bit too many drones for this. He keeps one drone following his opponent, and now he realizes it's a fake. But well, that's a ton of lost mining time, and the second queen will be overly delayed for Toporogo, that cleverly pulls 2 drones of gas a little bit earlier, since he will not have the minerals to start metabolic boost until now. Really clever move by Toporogo that makes the best out of his lost mining time. Okay, so the Reaper is on the way, and well, the first queen will be out in time. The second queen, I fear, will not. Okay, so here comes the first one. Everything is fine. No second queen actually started yet by Toporogo, who preferred to go for a fast fur base, avoiding the deny or the delay, of course, of the Reaper. So factory starport 111 opening for Cuckoo. That is fully slightly behind in supply, but well, that's just the way it goes. Already 2 queens in production once again for Toporogo. 1 overload on the way to avoid getting supply blocked. He will probably get a little bit of a supply block, just a light one. And he starts spreading creep right now. Checking the ramp, of course. He's gonna see the Hellions. I don't think he sees... Yeah, I think he does really want to see what's going on here, because this is definitely going to be a Hellbat Marauder push. Manivacs are going to be reactored after the Viking, of course, clears any potential Overseer Scout. So Cuckoo playing the clever game. After the bunker bait, now he hides his Marauders. Probably is going to hide Concussive Shells as well. And now 4 Leans are going to be sent all the way through the map to try and get a little bit of a scout once the Hellions have moved out. Now the Viking, of course, hides from the Overlord any possible scouting information, but yeah, there is a lot to be scouted in the main base of Cuckoo. Right now, Toporogo knows there's not much going on in the natural of Cuckoo, so he probably is making a lot of units. And so he decides to start a Baneling Nest, a little bit of a late Baneling Nest, but he's probably not going to... Okay, he probably needed those... I think he's gonna have Banelings just about when he needs them. So 1 alien going for a little bit of a scout. He's gonna see a lot of drones, like really a lot of drones. And well, right now 8 more drones are being produced. I don't know if this is the right choice. So 4 Marauders in a Medivac, a lot of Hellions on the way, and Baneling Nest is just not yet done. Larry's on the way, another Hatchery is on the way. Toporogo playing a little bit of a greedy game without enough scouting information, and it's probably going to be punished for this. The Viking lands, the Hellbats are coming, and the Medivac is now getting those Marauders out. Those Lings are not going to do much right now. Really good micro with the Medivac, of course. Now the Queens are trying to stand their ground. 2 of them have already fallen. Those Lings are not getting picks at all. Right now, he needs to morph Banelings. He tries to morph them basically behind the Queens. The Queens are trying to get a little bit of a misshield, but this Medivac is just keeping these units alive for so much time. And now Cuckoo has enough time to clear those Banelings, or at least go for a spread. Really good Baneling connections over here. And now 10 more Lings are in production, but without lava. And there is a lot of minerals being floated by a Blue Zerg that is plummeting in supply. He's still very much ahead in workers, but he still has basically no way to hold what's coming at him. I think our Red Terran has done this. Really good job over here. He's still pushing into this space, while of course Toporogo is trying to move more and more Banelings, but there's not much going on at the moment. And right now those Hellions and those Marauders are just wrecking through everything they come in contact with. No more units for Toporokos, only 70 army supply, the 16 lanes, and those 4 banelings are being produced, but at the same time 6 more Hellbats are going to show up. And now with a little bit of a drone pool and with some more queens, he starts to fight some damage. Not really good baneling connections over here, and now the queen has been cleared as well. Those lanes are not going to do much. Really good baneling connections once again, but I think this is a little bit too many units. This Hellbat survives by the skin of his teeth, and now the worker supply is in favor of the Terran. The Medivac is alive once again, and now with Banshee Cloak, there is no way our Blue Zerg can deal with this amount of pressure. A lot of banelings are probably going to clear the low ground army, or just not totally, with good Medivac micro. Now Spore Color starts, but yeah, 3 queens in production, 2 more have arrived. The bench is really low, no more units are of course alive for Cuckoo basically, that is now sending Hellions to try and deal with some drones. Only the bench is alive. And yeah, he needs to move the Spore Crawler unless he wants to lose the lair. It's gonna be huge if he does. Okay, big C round on the aliens. Now the aggression of Cuckoo is of course over, but wow, Toporoko held, but at what cost? He's now 24 workers behind, and he's going to lose more and more to this bench, which is almost out of energy as well. And right now, going for Cyclones, going for Banshees, going for the Bottleneck build. And Cuckoo is doubling his opponent in supply. 36 army to 16, 61 workers to 40. I think our Red Terran has solidified an advantage that is gonna be really hard to overthrow. Overspeed, high-speed rotors, Blue Flame, and Mag Accelerator for the Cyclones. Magfield Accelerator. Yeah, the army of Cuckoo is starting to become scarier and scarier by the moment, with +2 armor on the way as well. There is pretty much nothing Toporoko can do against such a good army right now. He's trying to drone up as hard as possible. He also tried to make a hatchery, but I think that this battle mech army is basically more than enough to deal with everything Toporoko tries to send his opponent. Now these banelings are trying to find some money shots. They get on top of aliens and cyclones, getting 1 cyclone and 1 alien, but it's not enough. 6 banelings basically die for this, and now once again 1 more base dies. The Leans are trying to get us around on the cyclones and the hellbats, but too many of them are alive right now. No cancel on this 4th base location, and right now without baneling speed there's very little that can be done. Magfield Accelerator is done, Blue Flame is done. These cyclones and these hellbats right now pack a punch. Drones are starting to die to the cyclones, that's never a good sign. The Hellions are easily going to clear more and more lanes, and with a pretty convincing push, Cuckoo takes game 1 of the series. Really well done by a Romanian Terran. Convincing game, convincing push. And yep, I'd be scared if I was in our blue random player skin. Anyway, let's see what's gonna be our next map. It's gonna be Cyber Forest. Short map, another of the older ones, so maps our players are probably pretty confident with. And yeah, we're gonna see what our guys are going to do in this. Okay, are you ready, boys? Because we're getting into game 2 of our grand finals in a moment. Just a moment. Cuckoo, are you ready? Okay, he's ready. We're starting it. Saba Forest. Game 2. Okay, so he spawns as Protoss in the top left corner. In blue, he's a random player, currently lagging 1 point behind in this best of 5. He is Toporoko. Spawning instead in the bottom right hand corner, he's a Red Terran, multiple times arena champion, runner up in the latest edition. He is Cuckoo. So pretty much an anti-Reaper wall once again, with a building here and a building here to avoid the Reaper from coming up and down from here. He's just gonna have this spot over here, but that's easily defendable since he's pretty much a choke. So no big problem for Toporoko. That sent a probe all the way through the map to get some scouting. He's gonna, high five with the SAV and start to get some scouting in Cuckoo's base. And right now, there's not much to be seen. Once again, this small battle to try and kill the SCV. Ooh, so close, so close, so close. The Barrack just barely finishes in time. And the Reaper immediately gets started. And nowadays, well, Cuckoo is known to be really annoying with these SCVs. NG Bay blocks, gas steel, bunker in front of your natural. And once again, it looks like he decided to be as annoying as possible, trying to steal a gas from his opponent. So Toporoko starts a pylon in his main instead that in his natural. He fears from some kind of early aggression due to the gas steal, of course. But yeah, this refinery was just pretty much just with them to mess with the mind of his opponent. And the SUV is coming back home while the Reaper instead is going to try and get some damage done. No Adept. Okay, the Adept is being chrono boosted right now, but the Blue Brothers is gonna need some little bit of macro to actually try and avoid this Reaper from killing the probe. And the Reaper is now in the main, and the probe have, of course, to be pulled. Really good macro on the side of our Blue Protoss, but one probe actually barely dies, but a really good catch on the Reaper with the Adept. And basically, I'd say the losses are pretty much in favor of our Blue Protoss that lost just one probe in exchange for Reaper and of course the Extractor cancel. Okay, low ground command center just finished, orbital command on the way, and this is probably going to be a 1-1-1 build. Still we're seeing once again those Marines being reactivated. 6 Marines, 1 Widowmine. It seems to be like the early aggression style most Terran are trying to do versus Protoss. And it seems effective as long as there are not a ton of Stalkers trying to get into your base. But Toporoko pretty much scouts it all. The only thing he doesn't know probably is that a Widowmine is coming outside of this factory, but it's pretty much a defensive Widowmine. And or it could be a Widowmine drop while he's being as defensive as possible with his 6 Marines, soon to be 8. And on the same at the same time, Toporoko is not getting a lot of blink of Stalkers. He's getting blink, he's getting some gateways, and now he has a robotics facility. he probably needs that Warp Prism if he wants to try and get some damage done. Now the Adeptus is trying to find a shade into the main to actually see what's going on in the base of his opponent. But yeah, he's not gonna have a lot of success into it. An NGA, of course, gets started by Cuckoo. Really good raise of the supply debuts once again. And yeah, Cuckoo is trying to get to a later stage of the game, but this is a pretty early Nexus for Toporoco. It's the kind of Nexus that basically, if Cuckoo lets Toporoco get away with this, he will be massively ahead in the late game. But still, he has to survive, to push us, he has to actually pin his opponent in his base. But the worker supply is massively in favor of Toporoco right now. 5 minutes, no rust incoming, a Raven just started, no Widowmine drop, nothing at all, basically. Oh, yeah, Widowmine drop. How did I miss this? And I really like Widowmine drops in TVP. I think they can deal like so much damage if done correctly. But yeah, this is pretty much going to be a micro battle. Cuckoo will try not to shoot his mines on too few probes. And yeah, really good positioning on the Stalkers for Toporoco. Cuckoo basically just decides that this is not worth it. He sees the third base, he probably knows he's in some kind of danger. But he also knows that if he makes units, he can probably push and win the game. No SCVs being produced right now by Red Terran that is instead getting 2 Marines at a time, Steampack +1 bioweapon, 2 Marauders at a time and 2 Widowmines at a time. That is, I call it impressive. Right now the Starport is building a reactor, of course, to start making more and more medivacs to support this push. 1 tank on the Agron for Cuckoo. And actually the Widowmine drop is still alive, but it went really close to dying to those Stalkers that are now actively looking for the medivac. They probably find it now, but oh, the blink forward, the 2 Stalkers get easily picked off by those Widowmines. And now 2 more join the fray. 1 Widowmine is going to fall. The medivac has fallen. Once again, Toporoco gets a quite surprising good engagement. But the army of Cuckoo is really scary with the pool of SCVs. I think that it should make like short work of the blue Protoss. But I don't think Cuckoo is going to pull SCVs, he's just trying to get on a defensive spot and get his third base going. Meanwhile, Toporoco, really good macro. Almost 20 workers ahead compared to his opponent. Getting a lot of more gateways. The Warp Prism is not out yet and not in the production. 5 more gateways, +1/+1. The army of Toporoco right now is not really strong, but it's still pretty scary. Really good missile right now. Good blink to try and avoid some of the Cheetah dust. But now that the Widowmines are actually burrowed, there is little those zealots can do without basically suiciding themselves. Good blink on top of the tank falls easily, another anti-armor missile, but now the whole army of Toporoco is being cleared by those +1 Marine Marauder Bull. And yeah, a lot of more zealots are being whooped in. Not a lot of energy on those zealots, on those medivacs. Now that the last medivac falls, and this bio ball is really bruised. Those two Widowmines try to get some damage on, managed to get 3 zealots. Once again, worker supply is really good for Toporoco, but his army is not even comparable, just more and more Marine Marauder Widowmines is going through the map, sorry, hiccup. Anyway, now this Bible is being chased once again. The Widowmines are trying to get some shots, they get a little bit too much friendly fire damage, but Toporoco's army supply is not that good, and his army right now is not that scary. Just Zealots, Stalkers, and 1 Immortal. The army of Toporoco of Cuckoo is pretty bruised. Medivac has a ton of energy. Now those Medivac, oh gosh, the Widowmines being cleverly dodged with the blink by Toporoco, but there's not enough Zealots to actually be a difference. 2 Immortals also fall. Now another Widowmine shot gets a lot of damage on top of the Zealots. They try to charge on top of the Bio Ball, but now only Marauders are alive, and those are definitely hard to kill. More and more units being whooped in by Toporoco. Cuckoo knows he's not too much in a threat. He kills some probes, he forced a lot of units, he can make a civis now, and he still has 3 orbital commands. So I'd say he's not in a bad spot either. None of these two guys is in a bad spot, to be honest. Yeah, Toporoco's army is not scary as Cuckoo's army is. Those Widowmines are almost always getting money shots on top of the Zealots that are just instantly cleared, and suddenly the heart of the Protoss army is exposed. 4 Immortals have already been killed by Cuckoo. They now can probably get on top of the ramp without too many problems. Those Widowmines burrow again. Blink Stalker's micro is gonna be necessary to deal with those. Once again, Widowmines try to find shots on top of the Sentries and the Zealots, and they manage to kill a ton of them. The Zealots are basically no more, just 4 Zealots actually survived the onslaught. But right now, Toporoco is pushing back. More Medivacs, more Marines, and more Marauders are just coming, swarming for the map. But Toporoco's warping after warping has saved his life more than once. Those Stalkers, of course, putting a lot of work into it. Not a really good Widowmine shot. And now the Zealots are trying to find some friendly fire shots with those Widowmines. Blink forward with the Stalkers, get a Medivac, get out. And now more warpings are being done by Toporoco, but right now Cuckoo has managed to catch up on workers. He's on 70 workers right now. He's probably wanting to go even further, and Liberator Switch is on the way. Cuckoo has consolidated quite the advantage at this point. 4 Liberators at a time. That's way more than enough to kill this poor Protoss army right here. Not the strongest we've ever seen. A lot of Zealots, just 1 Immortal, 4 Stalkers. They're basically no match to all these Marauders. Marauders just never died in the previous engagements. Now the Zealots are trying to get some friendly fire on top of the Marines, but the Widowmine gets a perfect shot on basically half of the Zealots. Scan forward for Cuckoo. He's confident, he knows, I have what I need to beat you, I just don't want to stress it. I have the economy, I have the units, really good force field to try and catch some of the units. The Medivacs are a little bit out of the juice, but now the Liberators show up, and it's gonna be just siege after siege into Toporoco's base. Can our Protoss hold? I don't really know. Another scan forward gets a pretty good signal of what the army of Toporoco consists of. A lot of Blink Stalkers, so Liberators of course are a pretty much easy pick. More workers have been transferred from base to base, and now 77 workers for Cuckoo, well, just 58 for Toporoco. That is instead going for the upgrades, going for the unit. He's trying to get back into this game to try and macro a little bit later. Okay, so Cuckoo, it's actually surprising. It's really hard to see 2 Ghost Academies, a Fusion Core at the same time. So Ghosts and Battle Cruisers, that's what our blue Red Terranists wanted to go for. Right now, drop into the main could be massive for a Red Terran. Now the Liberators are starting to siege up. 1 goes back in the middle. And right now, basically there is no place in which there can be a warping, a safe warping, and try to actively kill those Liberators. On the other side of the map, a little bit of a base trade. The tank has been cleared a life ago, and right now more and more High Templars, Immortals, Stalkers, Zealots trying to hack at everything they say. He needs a recall, he needs to clear this army after they have killed the production. Otherwise, there's not much he can do. Cuckoo could just leave these buildings and get away with it. Those Liberators are going to be really hard to clear. Almost all of the main of Toporoko has been cleared, but right now... Actually... Where did Toporoko's army go? Did those Liberators deal that much damage? Oh, how did I miss that? Toporoko has to GG out, Cuckoo takes it, the base trade didn't work. Amazing game by a young Romanian Terran that is now at match point. Yeah, Thunderbird is gonna be our last map of the series. Well, not last map of the series, of course. I don't know. If Cuckoo wins, it's gonna be the last map. If he doesn't, it's not gonna be that. Oh, I'm feeling pretty tired right now. That game has been tense. Terran versus random. Are our guys ready? So Thunderbird, weird choice for a random player. Well, our guys are ready. We get into game 3. Cuckoo's leading this grand final series. 3-0. We are ready. We have the third matchup we didn't have yet. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner as the blue Terran he is Toporoko. Or Topiroko, I don't know, I just don't know. Spawning instead in the top left corner as the red Terran he is Cuckoo, leading 2-0 the series. Okay, so it looks like Toporoko has been a little bit faster on everything pretty much. He's gonna have everything a little bit quicker. Oh, actually the barracks gets started first by Cuckoo. Oh, my understanding of TVT is atrocious. Anyway, oh, that's a quick second gas for Cuckoo, even before the factory. Is this a Freerax Reaper? Oh gosh, it could be. It also could be not. Anyway, second gas gets started by Toporoko as well. Both these gases are a little bit early. You are actually supposed to start your second gas when you drop the factory. But who am I to judge? Little bit... Yeah, Cuckoo is not mining a lot. And he doesn't look like he's wanting to get a command center anytime soon. Orbital... Yeah, factory just started. No command center. So this might be just a standard TVT build that I'm not aware of. Because my TVT is basically non-existent. Because both players are pretty much doing the same thing. So I'll just account this as standard. Anyway, Reaper on Reaper action coming soon, I think. Actually not. Cuckoo decided to skip his Reaper, going straight into Reactor, probably trying to get some more aliens quicker. Yeah, 2 Reapers instead for Toporoko that is trying to find his opponent's one. He will soon realize no one has been made yet, but now 2 Reapers are being Reactor at a time. Of course, this is gonna help Cuckoo in the long time. He has a little bit less economy. He's gonna have a little bit less army for quite a while. And yeah, I really like the proxy starport. 1 Liberator proxied over here, or just 1 drop coming from the left side of Toporoko's base. Yeah, both those things could be really massive. Anyway, Reapers and Hellions get into position to try and deal with everything coming at them. The same are probably going to do Kuko's ones, and yeah, he's probably gonna have a little bit more units, just not too many. Toporoka is of course going to be better on economy. One of them actually decided to switch into Cyclones pretty early, and now that this Medivac is done, I think this could be a quite powerful Hellion drop, and maybe the follow-up is gonna be Cloak Banshees, and yeah, let's see what our Red Terran is able to do. The fight starts, and right now, immediately, really good micro with this Medivac. The Reaper are just not dying, and not a single unit of Kuko has died. And now, Toporoka is falling to bits, he calls the GG, and Kuko is once again the champion of the arena. Wow. That was quick.